Hello, guys. Welcome back to SWS Boxing. Delighted to be joined with Rhys Woods. He is six wins, 2 defeats with 1 draw. And yes, it's been a while, but I've got him back on. He's fighting in Blackpool against James Moorcroft over 6 rounds. And yeah, pleasure getting you on as always.
Absolutely, mate. Pleasure to be back on here. Like you say, it's been a long time, but I'm glad to be back on.
Anytime, good to have you on. Yeah, so I had you on fight week against Owen Kirk. Talk about that fight. Of course, it was um 57-57 draw. And yeah, I've seen, I mean, you believe you won, he believes he won. Yeah, just talk about the fight.
Well, to be fair, it's a long time ago that now, isn't it? But yeah, the fight was it was a bit poor, really, for performance-wise. Watching it back, uh, at, at the time, well, still now, I believe I won the fight. Even his own sponsorship team texted me and said that I won the fight. Uh, so it's just one of them things, mate. I've just you've got to get over it, haven't you? So there's no point moping about that fight. You just got to carry on with your career, haven't you? It is what it is. I can't change it. Just the referee's decision's final, and he believed that it was a draw. So
Did you feel hard done by that night?
absolutely, yeah, yeah. Still now, I feel hard done by. I believe I won the fight at least 4-2. Uh, don't don't recall. Well, I don't know. I'll let other people make their assumption as well. So how did you see the fight?
Um, if I'm honest with you, I watched it. I thought 3-3 was fair, but if I had to give it to one of you, I would give it to you 4-2. But I think it was scrappy
It was a
at
scrappy fight.
times. It was a bit of a
Watching it
scrappy
back,
fight, to be fair.
very scrappy. It was extremely scrappy. There's a lot of holding for no reason and things like that. But you call it a clash of styles. But if you look at any of my other previous fights, I don't hold. So it's just one of those things.
Mm. And of course, yeah, he called you out, didn't he? For a rematch. Can't remember when, but it was after he fought Marcus Tomlinson, wasn't it?
Oh yes, yeah, that's correct. Yeah, yeah. He got stopped off Paddy Lacey after that with a body shot, and then he got stopped by Marcus Tomlinson with a body shot. Uh, and then he called me out. It's very, very strange, really. I don't know why. Uh, you'd think in that moment in time you go back to the drawing board and start wondering. Like you look at yourself, you wouldn't start calling people out because if I just come off the back of 2 defeats back to back and they were both KOs, I'd be extremely upset and looking at myself and seeing how I can improve. I won't be trying to call people out. It's not right, is it?
Mm. So you weren't impressed with that, no?
Absolutely not. Who would be impressed with that? It's not like you can't look at it as a challenge because everyone's got the blueprint of how to beat the guy now. You just hit him with a body shot.
Mm. Yeah, but and then you fought on well the box off, which was it
Ah,
seemed
yes.
like the whole production towards the fight looked like yeah, it looked good, like the whole box off sort of thing, and you stopped Jake Goodwin in round two.
Yeah, yeah, that was a good fight as well. He caught me cold in the first round uh, with a good left hand. Uh, then after that, went back to the corner, had a bit of water and regrouped, and then we worked on that left hook, which started the finish. Whereas when he throws his punch, we noticed he's very technically a brilliant boxer, and he's very tight and neat. But the only thing we could see was every time he threw his jab, he rolled it. So he'd just throw it and come down ever so slightly before he brought it back up. So we worked on the left hook coming over the top of his jab and fought him with it in the second round. And then that was the start of the finish.
Oh yeah, so after round one, that round was, I would say, was quite a good competitive round. And maybe, I mean, as I was watching it, I did give it to him, but watching it back, I was like, sometimes I've watched it maybe three or four times, and each time I sometimes think you've got it, and then sometimes I think he might have nicked it because it was tight, wasn't it, that round?
It was a tight round, yeah, it was a tight round. I mean, if the referee would have seen the touchdown, because I did touchdown after he caught me the left hand. I think it was my left glove touchdown. It was a more of a balance issue than a heavy shot. Uh, but it was a good shot, caught me off balance, and I touched down, and then obviously I pinged back up, but the referee didn't see it because he was on his blind side. So you could probably give him that round off the back of that. I'd have given him that round anyway.
Mm,
Watching it, I've not watched it, to tell you the truth. I've not watched it back, but I probably would have given that round.
fair enough. Did you feel like when you went back to the corner after that round, did you feel like he was tiring out a bit, or just
No,
came?
absolutely not. He's a fit lad. He's very fit. Both fit lads. You've got to be in this game, and it was just a case of catching him with that left hook that we've been working on, the shot that we've been working on over and over again in the gym. Must have thrown it 1,000 times in the gym, and then obviously it's pulled off in the fight.
Hmm. And of course, talk about the moment you stopped him. I mean, first stoppage as a pro. I mean, of course, you were coming off that controversial draw against Owen. I mean, I think that was just mate. I would say sort of. I don't know how to say it, but like sweet, sort of getting that win.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I think it was a bittersweet moment, really. If you think about it, oh,
You stopping Jake bit. You said it was bittersweet, sort of thing.
yeah, it was a sweet. It was obviously it's been waiting to happen for a long time. That stoppage, because I've always in the amateurs I stop people in the amateurs, so it's been waiting to happen. I know I can punch hard. It's just about timing the punch and finding the right one. But yeah, like you say, bittersweet because it should have happened a long time ago, but now it's happened. It's brilliant.
Hmm. And yeah, talk about the whole experience on box off and why's the final not happened?
Yeah, the box off. So yeah, the box off is brilliant, mate. It really is. I hope the final will happen. We have been told that the final is going to go ahead, just uh, don't know when. So they said, crack on with your career, and then once they've sorted everything out, whatever they need to sort out, they'll come back to us um, with a date with the final. So it's fair enough. Uh, so then we got a phone call for the Moorcroft fight.
Mm. And yeah, we'll moving on to that Moorcroft fight. I mean, it's over 6 rounds, Blackpool, stacked card top to bottom, and yeah, this one's intriguing in my opinion because of course James has fought English. It's sort of no risk, no reward for you, really, is it?
Absolutely, it's like I say, it's low risk but high reward because on paper, look at it on paper, he should wipe the floor with me. Uh, but I don't believe he does. You know, um, he's coming up in weight from welterweight because I think he. Well, I don't know what he thinks. He can think what he likes, but he's obviously outgrown that weight. Uh, so he's coming up to super welterweight. And that's it, mate, really. We've just got a job in front of us. We got offered the fight. We've never said no to a fight. We don't say no to fights. Uh, and yeah, that's it.
Mm. How's camp going at the moment?
Yeah, brilliant, mate. Really feeling really fit, feeling sharp, ready to go next weekend. It's only 2 weeks now, so ready to go.
Hmm. Um, Yeah, of course, James is coming off two defeats. Do you look into those two defeats and do you feel like you've got him at the right time? I mean, he's coming off two defeats. Even though they were two top fighters, um, and he is moving up a weight. Do you feel like that will phase him?
No, it shouldn't do. I mean, he's 30 years older and he's been around the game a long time. I don't know how long he's been a pro. He's got to be like nearly 10 years, has it? He's had
Something like
21 fights. He's a very experienced lad, so I don't believe it'll phase him. I think looking at it, yes, you're right. He's coming off the back of two losses. Will it play a part? Only he'll know. Will the weight be a factor? Only he'll know. Uh, we have prepared for the best James Moorcroft. Well, whatever James Moorcroft turns up on that night, we are prepared for. We prepared for the best one. So whichever one turns up.
What do you make of what do you make of him as a fighter?
He's very good. He's very neat. He's very correct. He throws everything well. He is sharp. He's obviously quick because he's fought down at welterweight. He's a good fighter. He's a good fighter. Very tough, come forward fighter.
I mean, his rankings, of course, he's fought for the WBO Global, and he's fought in Spain a few times as well. I mean, like if you win this, I mean, you'll take his ranking because he's got a higher ranking than you at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, yeah. Like you say there, it's low risk, high reward for us. So really, what's the risk for us? You know, six wins. I don't want to say it. 6 wins, 3 defeats on the record, but you look at the record and it's got a guy sat there with 19 wins and four losses. Um, or flipping the way around, I'm 7-2, which sounds nicer, obviously. 7-2, and I've got a guy on my record with 19 wins and 5 losses.
Mm.
So it makes it look brilliant on my record, doesn't it? So at the end of the day, it's low risk, high reward. We've got everything to gain, nothing to lose. But what have I got to lose? Nothing.
Mm. Would you say this is like even I know you had that the Central Area title with Johnny Boy, but would you say this is your biggest fight in your career at the moment?
Oh, absolutely, yeah, yeah. So when I win this, it puts me back up in the mix for the Central Area. It puts me back up in the mix, even for English title, because that's where he is. He's up at English level.
Mm.
Uh, and that's where it puts us.
hmm Is there any nerves going into this fight or?
Absolutely, but you need nerves. You need nerves. If you're not nervous, you're not switched on.
hmm Of course, like the pressures. I would say the pressure's on him because he's got the experience and um, not like, but if he loses, it'll be. I wouldn't say like it's a long way back, but you get three defeats in a row, and it's tough, to work your way back up.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Everybody will say that. Everybody will say, "Well, if he loses to me, where's he going to go? What's he going to do? This, that." But well, that that is entirely up to him because only he can tell you when he wants to finish his career or something like that. You can't just pin it on the man, no, because you've lost.
Yeah,
You've
and
lost.
anyway, he's going into sometimes, when you're coming off two defeats to, and yeah, tough fights like that. Some people, go back to the drawing board, try rebuild, see what went wrong, and go straight at it. But with him and with you as well, you're just always in these 50-50s. And yeah, that's what you guys want.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what boxing's all about. It's what sport's all about. Any competitive sport anywhere in the world, the best fights the best, or the best team play the best. football, in football or anything like that, if your team loses twice in a row, you don't stop supporting them, do you? If your team loses 3 times in a row, you don't say, "All right, that's it, we're finished, jack in." They don't fold, do they? So I know it's different in boxing, but it shouldn't be, should it?
Mm, I agree. Yeah. Of course, yeah. Talk about it being a six rounder, and even though he's done the 8 and the 10 before, and you've been scheduled for that, do you feel in a way that six rounder could help you out because you've done the six rounders more recently?
Uh, I suppose so. Well, he's been the distance more times than me. Like you say, he's done the 8 rounds, he's done the 10 rounds. His last 2 fights was 8 and 10 rounds. My last fight was 2, and that was getting on for 6 months ago. That's another reason why we took this fight, because uh, all the cards were stacked up. By the time we'd figured out that the box off not wasn't going ahead immediately, it was going to be put back a little bit to whenever they decide. Uh, when we found that out, and then we went back to Steve, my manager, and he said all the cards are booked up at the minute. So the next one they were looking at April, and then Steve Lillis rang and said, "Oh, I've got this fight if you fancy it." So otherwise, we could have been out there in another 4 or 5 months. You never know.
Mm.
And then you're out there in a year, and then you're thinking, well, it's a long time, isn't it?
Yeah, because I mean, you could have easily just said, "Oh, I want to wait for the box off final," but yeah.
Yeah, that's it. But we decided we'll take this while it's here, because you need, especially early on in your career. I mean, this will be my 10th fight. Early on in your career, you need that like consistency, don't you? So you can't be out the ring a year after you've had 9 fights.
Mm. I agree. Yeah, of course, it's on a stat card. Of course, there's loads of 50-50s. Do you feel like your fight's the one to watch? Like, gonna steal the show sort of thing?
Yeah, it could do, but like I say, there's a lot of good fights on there. There's a central area title on the top of the bill, isn't there? Uh, to be fair, I've not really looked all the way through the card, but I assume, because I think Brad Ray's on it, and I think Jake Abrill's on it.
Mm. He
Uh,
is. Jake's fighting
there's
in a 50-50.
them boys will be towards the top of the bill because they're from Blackpool around that way, aren't they? So Sharp Style Gym is from that's where they're from. So Brad Ray and Jake Abrill, and then you've got Will Golden, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So after my fight, um, get the victory over Moorcroft, and then we'll have a keen eye on that top of the bill because that's for the central area our weight.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Did Johnny vacate then?
Johnny, yeah, I believe so. Yeah, I believe he vacated pretty much straight away.
Who've you got for the top of the bill then?
I don't know either of them, so I'm gonna watch it after.
Oh, fair enough, mate. What time do you think you'll be on then? And between probably middle of the card sort of area?
Yeah, I thought so. Maybe 8 o'clock. I
Mm.
mean, what time will it go on till about 10 o'clock? Half 10. So probably about 7, 8 o'clock.
Hmm. What can we expect from you?
Nice polished performance, mate. Going off the last fight, we want to work our way into the fight. Don't want to get caught early by anything. Uh, get the first couple of rounds out, feel it out, and yeah, nice polished performance, mate.
Hmm. And how come have you sold out all your tickets at the moment, or have you still got some left?
Yeah, I mean we've got a few left. We had how long have we had for it? Like 3, 4 weeks, is it that we've had to shift them? So uh, yeah, we've sold it. We've sold it. We've covered our end anyway. So
Good stuff, mate. And before I let you go, do you want to thank whether that's manager, trainers, sponsors, anybody who's helping you?
Yeah, absolutely. Big shout out to the sponsors, Artisan, Sharp Art Studio, WM Alkins, Dash Shop, Be Fit, Massage Therapy. Big shout out to my coaches, Ryan Bradley and Shinny Bayar. A big shout out to the team down there, because without them guys and without the sponsors, it really would have been possible to do what we do. So massive shout out, and also the fans, because let's be honest, if no fans turned up, you wouldn't be fighting, would you? So
Mm.
big shout out to the fans.
And from me, Rhys, thank you for your time as always, and good luck on March 9th.
Absolutely, thank you very much, mate.
Thank you, mate. Bye.